Capital in Motion. That's the theme for this, the fourth FII Priority Summit in Miami. I'm Kimberly Lennon from PIF News, and we're here for a forum that builds on the legacy of the FII Institute's International Conference in Riyadh. Now, if this is a moment defined by capital in motion, the conversations here are shaping the choices that determine where that capital moves next. Underpinning the global importance of this event, an address by the President of the United States, Donald Trump. PIF is the founding partner of the FII Institute, and the governor of PIF and chairman of the FII Institute, His Excellency Yasser Al-Rumayyan, opened day one of the event.
The Saudi microeconomic and physical position remains strong, stable and resilient. And the PIF portfolio is well diversified and structurally resilient. We are a long-term, patient investor. We measure our returns not in quarters, but in decades. And PIF remain committed to its investments around the world. Now we are in a stage where we want to bring the whole world to come and invest in Saudi. In the past 10 years or so, we put the foundation for these investments, for the right environment, the right ecosystems for people to come and invest with us.
One of the anchors of each FII event is the Board of Changemakers talk, which involves some of the world's most impactful leaders. The board here in Miami was looking at coordination between the public and private sectors, and the renewed levels at which this is now taking place, fueled by growing national economic competition and society-wide tech disruption. The PIF Global Asset Management Forum is an integral part of all FII summits, and here in Miami, the Deputy Governor and Head of the MENA Investments Division at PIF, Yazid Al-Humaid, was part of a discussion examining the progress and activation of MOUs previously signed with US-based asset managers, and specifically at milestones that have been achieved in the next phase of collaboration.
We are at the PIF taking kind of a very critical role in developing the industry of assets management, because back 10 years ago, it was not up to the bar where we wanted to be. And since we are having at the PIF a very big exposure to our capital markets, so we took the role in terms of bringing in the right expertise. And this is, I believe, at the PIF is just the beginning. So as we move, we are diversifying with more managers, with more strategies that we can bring in and basically adopt in the kingdom.
This was a panel discussion powered by PIF, looking at the pathways to profit in the new era of sports media.
You look at the explosion of all sorts of sports and the globalization of those sports, the technology of streaming, and soon the overlay of AI, and you are seeing an industry that is not only investable, it's one of the few entertainment areas that it's a very strong investment thesis.
Our view is that sport's going to have to own more of the digital economy around their sport, not just the fans, but the participants and all the way through the value chain.
AI and the conversation about its future were an integral part of the summit. The CEOs of two PIF companies took part in a discussion that exemplified the PIF ecosystem's commitment to AI. The CEO of Humane, Tariq Amin, and the CEO of Riyadh, Tony Douglas, were talking about how companies can successfully incorporate AI into their work streams.
If you approach models and AI applications in the format of just deploying it on top of legacy systems, legacy process, legacy organization, I will tell you, you will not deliver on the result you want. Today, we build in our company what we call Humane One, is our multi-agent orchestration platform. Agents are running core functions, HR, finance, legal. All what my HR team does is, at the end of the month, speak to Humane One, run my payroll. This is intelligence to intent to action.
Loyalty programs have been waiting for the last 50 years for AI to come along. But the logic of it is through concierge. In other words, once you've given on the booking side of it, the date, that's context. The destination, that's context. The seat or the cabin class, that's context. What the concierge will do then using agentic AI is make suggestions. Because we know you're going to Miami, you might want to think about the following 3 sporting events that are on at that weekend. So all of a sudden, as a loyalty member, those words, hyper-personalisation, that have been bandied around with airlines for a long time, we're getting at the stage where it's a small step for mankind, but it's a giant leap for guest experience, and we can't wait to serve that guest experience to all of you at 38,000 feet.
This panel was looking at whether green urban development can pay off, and it included the group CEOs of the PIF Giga Projects, the Daria Company, and Red Sea Global, and the CEO of the PIF-owned New Muraba. The wide variety of panels and discussions here really does serve as an example of just how connected today's world is. The wide range of representation from the PIF ecosystem shows just how much of an impact PIF is having in Saudi Arabia and across the world. In Miami, I'm Kimberly Leonard from PIF News, and I'll see you next time.